What is going on, everybody? Welcome to ISRL Tier 1 at the Japanese Grand Prix. I am your host, Fallen Monkeys here, and we're just awaiting for all the drivers to ready up to get in and start the short qualifying session here. Just to run you through the grid, we've got Pubes, 3 Crown 19 in the Alphas, Damsey, Jediant, Ibiku 1, Fly By Night, Gurnman, Josh 2, Jamie 1, Carter, UK Coxie, Chilmo, and ISRL Mushroom here for the race. So we just finished loading up. I'm very excited for the race. I hope you all are too. It's just going to be myself in the commentator's booth today. I was going to be joined by ISRL Mo, but he is currently racing as a reserve driver just to get more drivers on the grid. So here I am. So the drivers are just loading up. I'm just about ready for short qualifying. Japan is a very tricky circuit, I would say. Not to put anything against these drivers, these are the best drivers ISRL does have to offer, but it is a very tricky circuit, especially in that first sector with the S-turns, because if you mess up just one, throw in your whole lap out the window, I would say. But as we are just about loading in, awaiting the first driver is on the grid. Very, very excited for this. I cannot stress this enough. Drivers getting a last little bit of a setup done, figuring out strategy, figuring out tires. Very, very excited for this race. So we will see who the first driver on the grid. Oh, I should mute my stream there. Looks like we've got a few drivers coming out in the grid. It looks like that's a Racing Point, either Jediant or UK Coxie. Let's take a look and see. Yes, it looks like that's Jediant, who's going to be the first driver out in the track. We'll follow along with him. Now, this is what I was talking about here. These first few turns, as we'll ride on board with them, taking it slow now in the outlap, but if you mess up one of these turns in the S's, you can really throw your whole lap away. I'll take a moment and get all that good stuff open for you. The lap, let's get the telemetry on. It looks like he's doing good riding in the 5th gear. From what I've heard, that is the gear you want to ride all those in. Let's take a look. We'll put the tire, the fitted tire on. Let's close that out. So of course, early days in qualifying, not too much to talk about. Like I said, Japan, very, very exciting circuit. We had a very exciting race in Tier 2 with a move kept just at the final chicane on the last lap. It's very, very exciting to watch. I'm sure it was even more exciting to race and commentate as well. Hoping for even more of the same here on Tier 1 races. And yeah, we're just waiting for the cars to start their flying laps. Lots of them going out in an out lap. Get the first lap out early. Looks like we've got a few different strategies. Maybe some drivers just getting used to the car, getting used to the tires, figuring out what they want to do. This is a yellow flag in the second sector. Looks like that was one of the Ferraris that went off. Let's take a look. Yeah, that was ISRL Mushroom, who looks like he went off. We'll see. Will he rejoin safely? Looks like he's going to let the other driver go on. Yeah, there we go. Good job, Mushroom. It's right back on board with Jediant as he's going on his flying lap here. Looks like he's being a little bit slow through that first, the opening turns there. But we'll see what kind of lap he can put out. About 15 minutes to go. Qualifying just starting. If Grand Prix, the 7th round, so about halfway done through this first season of ISRL. And that's what I was going to do. Let me just pull up the Drivers' Championship, the Tier 1 standings. Street Crown 19 is currently the leader. He is racing in the Alfa Romeo, so we'll see if anybody can actually catch him in this back half of the championship. Jamie 1 in second, driving for the Haas. Let's see, is Jamie 1 even... no, it doesn't look like... oh, yes, he is in there. Eyes are deceiving me today, and ISRL Knight is currently sitting in third. Giant is just about to cross the line. We'll see what kind of time he can put in as he's coming around the last corner here. Currently sitting in provisional pole, only driver to set a lap time 1:29.2. So that's the lap to beat with about 14 minutes left. Let's jump on board with, well, he's on the out lap, so we'll jump on board with the other Alfa Romeo of Cubed, as he looks like he's coming around that final chicane. Waiting for more laps to show up on the board. Biku sets a 1:30.8. Cubed currently takes pole with a 1:29.24. So pretty close to Giant there. Top two setting it on the softs, and Biku running on the hard tires there. So probably not true to the pace of El Biku 1. Probably going to be much faster if he runs. And Jamie 1 actually sets provisional pole position 1:28.1, so absolutely destroys the times that have been set beforehand. It's a yellow flag in sector 1. Looks like they may be just letting drivers go by. Not too sure about that. It is qualifying after all, so could be just about anything. But yeah, Jamie 1 currently sitting in provisional pole. Sweet Crown, he was on an out lap, went back into the pits, maybe didn't like his lap, kind of getting a feel for what the tires, what the car is. We'll see. Jamie 1 and Sweet Crown, like I mentioned, they are probably the two biggest battlers for the victory in this Drivers' Championship so far. So I'm hoping for a very good race today between the two of them. Now let's ride on board with somebody. Let's ride on board with Josh too, as he's just about to finish his lap. We'll see what kind of time he can put. He's on the medium tires himself, and that's still good enough for second place with a 1:28.6. And that is on the medium tires. He did set 2 laps with them, but still very good given currently the time to beat is a 1:28.1. So Jamie 1 currently sitting on provisional pole, Josh 2 in second, and Pube rounds out the top 3. I'm very excited to see the different strategies that drivers are going to come up with here on this race. So we have a yellow flag in sector 3. Is that Mushroom? Or is that, yeah, that is Mushroom, who's not really having too great of a qualifying, as he looks like he veers into the pits there. 2 yellow flags for him so far. Maybe getting a feel for that setup for that Ferrari car. We'll see if he can put up a better time. Most of the drivers are in their pits. It's right on board with Gurman actually, as he's going through his flying lap. On ERS mode 3, so maybe he's planning on running another lap after this. Oh no, there we go. He bumps it up to 5. Must be the strategy as he goes very wide into that hairpin. That's a very dangerous hairpin. It doesn't look too threatening, but it's very easy to throw your lap away if you do go wide. As he's coming up to a very slow McLaren. That's Josh 2 letting Gurnman go by there. Very, very good Josh 2. You love to see that, especially in Tier 1. Drivers on the flying laps being let go by drivers on their out laps, on their in laps. You don't want to destroy as a purple sector 2 there. So very good lap for Gerdman. You definitely don't want to destroy your qualifying and ruin other people's qualifying. Oh no, he throws the lap away. So it looked like he was on pace for a pretty good lap, but I guess not as good as I thought it was. Maybe just getting a feel for that car. Only 6 drivers have set laps so far, but there's still 10 minutes to go, so lots of time left in qualifying. Lots of drivers going on the out laps at the moment. So let's see. Josh 2 coming in very slowly. Is he coming into the pits? Yeah, he is coming into the pits. So right on board with. Let's see. Let's jump on board with Pubed here as he's doing his out lap, or even actually Sweet Crown 19. He's about to start his flying lap. So we'll actually give you the onboard of the race leader. The championship leader so far, Sweet Crown 19, doing his flying lap on the medium tires. It looks like. Let's take a look and see how the kind of lines he takes, because he is the championship leader. He's been very, very consistent thus far. So. If you're new to the race, take notes. Even if you're pretty good at the game, take notes, because Sweet Crown is a very strong driver. consistently in that first position, in the top 3, consistently on the podium. One of the best drivers we have to offer, and we'll give you a little sneak peek as to why he's as fast as he is. He's coming up to that hairpin. We'll see how he takes it. Very good. Rides that inside curve. Doesn't go too wide there. So it looks like a very good lap from Sweet Crown so far. Jamie 1 is still in provisional pole with just under 9 minutes to go in qualifying. But we'll see if Sweet Crown 19 can beat that time. Might be a little close because Sweet Crown is on those medium tires, but we'll see. Sweet Crown has shown time and time again that it really doesn't matter what tire compound he's on. He will just set blistering fast lap times either way. As he's coming to that last chicane, cuts it very close, making the most of all those little tenths of a second as he crosses the line, and that's good enough for second place. 128.8, but that was on those medium tires, so definitely not the fastest. We'll see Sweet Crown 19, but still about 7/10 off of pole with the harder compound tires, which is also a slower compound of tires. So we probably have a few yellow flags, lead drivers letting each other through. Let's ride on board with Fly By Night, currently sitting in 3rd in that drivers' championship. Another very fast driver. He's on the soft tires, so we'll see what kind of time he can put up here at Suzuka. Oh no, and he actually invalidates his lap time there. That's a tough turn to take as well. I know I've said that about a lot of these turns, but it doesn't look too tough, but that's one of the few turns that if you go too much on the outside, you will get invalidated, as we saw firsthand from Fly By Night. So it's either going to veer into the pits or he's going to go for another lap. About half his ERS left. Yeah, so he does veer in the pits there. Good call. Get that reload of ERS, get that fresh set of tires, and go back, try yet another lap. Still have about just under 7 minutes to go in qualifying, so loads of time there still to set a good lap. Let's see, we're right on board with Damsey on the Renault as he goes. Oh no, he goes a little wide, goes for a little bit of a drift there, going into that scary turn. Looks like he's still drifting around. Can he save it? No, he can't. So he goes into the grass. So that's his lap. That's his lap done, unfortunately. Hard break for Damsey as he's going to have to go back because he's parking up, letting some other cars go through. Doesn't want to cause any accidents. So let's see. It looks like the Red Bull behind him is still going slow. Is that's Mushroom there? Jamie 1 still on pole. Sweet Crown sitting in 2nd. Josh 2 rounds out the top 3. 6 minutes to go, or just under in qualifying. See what kind of time can Mushroom improve on his 130.6, or is he just going to come into the pits? Let's take a look and see. Yeah, so he does come into the pits. The whole string of cars going into the pits there. Let's try to find somebody who's who's on a flying lap. Here, let's ride on board with Carter actually, as he's going around. Can he keep? Yes, very good. So that's how you want to take that. That's how you want to take that turn without invalidating your lap. He's coming up to 130R, and you should be able to take that flat. Most drivers do tend to take this turn flat. Yep, as he does there. You'll lose a lot of time, even if you do lift off, especially on qualifying when you've got all the room. As he comes around the last few corners, we'll see what kind of... Oh no, he actually jumps into the pits as well. No luck here in the commentator's booth. I can't catch a driver finishing a lap. Is that Josh 2's finishing? Yeah, Josh 2 actually finishes his lap. And that's good enough to take provisional 2nd place away from Sweet Crown 19. So he sets a 128.4, but still nobody's been able to beat Jamie 1, who is currently sitting on that provisional pole still with a 128.1, which he set early, fairly early in qualifying. So I'd like to expect some faster times. As this qualifying goes on, we are coming to the last 4.5 minutes of qualifying. Lots of drivers in the pits, but they might just be waiting for that perfect time. Potentially get the tow, get that the toe with the DRS, you know, inch those seconds out of there. Now, who's that? Is that a Red Bull? Yep, that's Fly By Night. So let's actually ride with Fly By Night, as it looks like he's about to set his flying lap. Coming around, let's take a look. He's sitting on 4th gear, it looks like. Oh no, bumps up to 5th gear there. A little bit of a different strategy. I've heard lots of drivers like to just stay in that 5th gear over these S's. I've heard that's the best gear to go about. It's like, for the most part, Fly By Night sticking to that, but maybe trying to inch a few more tenths of a second out of that, or scratch off a few tenths of a second, I should say. As he's coming up to that hairpin, we'll see if he can take it. Only 8 drivers have set the time so far, with 3.5 minutes to go, so I'm not too sure if they're not looking to set times, if maybe they've got some strategy where they don't qualify and then they can get a free choice of tires. Maybe they're waiting to time it. I don't know. Anybody in the chat, feel free to put in your you know, your thoughts, your inputs on that. So when I takes that swooping left-hander much better this time around. Let's actually give you the onboard a little bit as he comes up to 130R. He actually sets a purple sector 2. So very, very fast time. Hopefully he doesn't get slowed up by the Alfa Romeo in front of him. Maybe potentially helping out Sweet Crown 19 a little bit in this qualifying. As he crosses the line, that's good enough for 5th position with a 128.9. So not as fast as Fly By Night was hoping, I wouldn't think. But still 5th position. That's still a pretty decent place to start. 2.5 minutes to go in qualifying. Jamie 1, Josh 2, and Sweet Crown currently all in the pits at the moment. They're your top 3. The Haas, the McLaren, and the Alfa Romeo. Let's take a look. Speaking of Pugh, we'll ride on board with him. We'll see if he can improve his 6th position. It's a bit of a little bit of a disagreement between Fly By Night and Pugh. We'll see if they can leave it all on the track today, have a really good, clean race. You know, maybe get the elbows out a little bit, but hopefully nothing too crazy. But that could be one of the headlines of this race going into it. Sweet Crown actually retires from the session, it looks like. Is that him? Oh no. Just missed. I'll actually ride on board with Damsey just so we can see what happened to Sweet Crown 19. Hopefully the car doesn't despawn, because it looks like that Alpha's just... Oh no, darn. Just missed it, unfortunately, but I think Sweet Crown 19 maybe pushed it a little bit too hard in those S's. Like I said, very, very dangerous those S's are if you're not careful. And yeah, Sweet Crown 19, that's his qualifying done just like that. So Jamie 1 is probably a very happy camper since his championship rival is out of qualifying. So unless somebody else creeps up and takes that pole position away, take a look. We're down to the last minute of qualifying here. Still 4 drivers who have yet to set lap times. So I'm not too sure if that's their strategy. It looks like some of them have come out, but Chilmo and UK Coxie have not set lap times so far on qualifying. So maybe you know, maybe they're running their own strategy which involves not qualifying. They are reserve drivers. Chilmo normally races for Tier 2. He was going to join me in the commentator's booth, but decided he wanted to, you know, race with the big boys today. And UK Coxie, who, if you were tuned in a little earlier, you'd have seen him race in the Tier 3 around Monaco. If you haven't seen any of those, definitely check them out. Very, very good races, but of course only after Tier 1 is done. So we're down to the last few seconds here. Let's take a look. Still lots of drivers on track. We'll see if anybody can beat Jamie 1's time, or maybe Jamie 1 can beat his own time, but Jamie 1 is still sitting on provisional pole. Let's see, as it looks like that's, nope, not a Biku, but Carter, who's, oh no, Carter jumps into the pits. So Carter, Chilmo, and UK Coxie, all have not set times, as Jadiant retires as well from the qualifying. But we're near the end of it now. We'll see drivers do that. They'll just retire if their last lap doesn't end too well. Looked like that was Gernman as well on the mini-map, who went off a little bit. Very unfortunate for him. Oh no, that was Jediant actually in the corner there at 130R, so he lost it going on 130R, it looks like, and fortunately that's his lap done just like that. Josh 2 finishes. We'll see if Ibiku 1. No, he's sticking to 8th position. Let's jump on board with Pube 2. No, he invalidates his lap. Jamie 1 does as well, so it looks like that's potentially qualifying just wrapped up right then and there. Jamie 1 sitting in pole position, Josh 2 in 2nd, and Pube sitting in 3rd position at the end of qualifying. Veering into the pits, Jamie 1 retires as he jumps into the pits. No harm, no foul there. And yeah, that's it for qualifying. So, I guess, so far, what can we say from qualifying? It's going to be a very exciting race. Streetcar 19, not really prone to making mistakes, but we saw him make one there. Very, very close the gaps are. When you look for the top 6, only 0.8 separating them. So here we are, Rush 60. I don't know who he is. Must have joined by accident, but he left, so that's quite all right. You can join the stream if you want. Come watch the Tier 1 race. But we have Jamie 1 sitting in 1st, Josh 2 in 2nd, and Pube rounds out the top 3, the podium of qualifying. Sweet Crown just outside, sitting in 4th, but that's still a decent start, especially considering that he lost it. Now we'll see if we're going to get a potential 5-minute break. I know the drivers have talked about it. Didn't really go too well last time. See, very, very excited for the race. Probably going to see a few different strategies here. This driver starting on the soft. Sweet Crown, among others, going to be on the medium tires. I'm not too sure personally with Japan what the best strategy is, but we'll see. I don't know if it's a 1-stop or a 2-stop. But these are the Tier 1 drivers, so I'm sure if they work hard enough, they can definitely do that soft to mediums and ride the end. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with the tire wear in Japan, so your experience may vary. And yeah, it looks like we are taking a bit of a break. For those of you who aren't aware, we do take a bit of a break in between qualifying and the race, just to let drivers, just get ready for the race after qualifying. So, speaking of taking a drink, I'm going to do that myself, so just bear with me a moment. Alright, there we go. And while we are waiting for all the drivers to ready up and be back here, if you do like what you're seeing, if you like racing, if you like F1 game, Codemasters fan, anything at all, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. You just hit that bell right beside that subscribe button, and you will receive a notification. You'll never miss an upload from ISRL. We've had some very good races up until now, and we'll have some even better races as the series goes on, and even bigger and better things for Season 2 as well. Yeah, Formula 1, GT Sport, potentially looking to expand into other racing games as well sometime in the future. But for now, looks like we've got the countdown just about ready to start the formation lap. And let's take let's ride on board with as we go around that formation lap. So let's get everything set up. Let's take a look. Put the interval. We like that. Yeah, let's take a look at the tires. So yeah, most of the drivers starting on soft tires. So it looks like that is the dominant strategy according to most of the Tier 1 drivers. But at the same time, we have 3 drivers who decided, you know what, let's try those medium tires, see how that goes. Sucron 19 being one of them, ISRL Mushroom, and Carter. The only 3 drivers on those medium tires. So we'll see what kind of strategy they can pull out of their pockets if they're going to go long on that medium tire stint. personally, I always like to start with the soft tires because then it kind of gives me the option, depending on the tire wear, if I want to jump on those mediums for the longer stint, or, you know, if I feel that, no, the mediums aren't going to make it, the tire wear isn't all that great for that race, then I can just sort of make the switch on the fly and jump onto the hards. But I trust the drivers have done their research, done their homework, got their strategy down packed, so it's going to be a very, very exciting race, I would think. And these are the best drivers we do have to offer. So if anybody can make those tires last for as long as they can, it's going to be these drivers. Coming around. Oh no, is that Josh 2 kind of goes into the grass there on the formation lap? Is that a sign of things to come? And Jamie 1 actually gets away a little bit from the rest of the pack given that. Looks like I have a driver who decided they didn't want to do the formation lap. Let's take a look and see. Must be Chill Mo, who's just parked there, probably wondering where all his friends went. But no, he does not do the formation lap, so probably not going to have as good of a start as everybody else, given his tires, his brakes, all that stuff are going to be much colder than everybody else's as they're just coming around. We'll see, there we go. We see them all probably computerized coming around. Looks like we got a bit of a gap between Pubed and Sweet Crown. Sweet Crown kind of holding up everybody. Maybe that's his bit of a strategy of his, stick with the crowd and let them all go ahead right at the end. And it looks like we have the Renault of Damsey who kind of did the same thing a little further down. But as all the drivers are lining back up on the grid, we're just about ready to start here on tier at the Japanese Grand Prix, the race, awaiting the lights. The crowd is excited. I'm excited. I hope you're excited at home as well. Here we go. Yellow flags in Sector 3. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we're off here. It's Jamie 1. It looks like Pube gets a very good start trying to pass Jamie 1. Josh 2 does get a very, very good start, jumps into first. Looks like it's very clean. The 2 Alfa Romeos going side by side. Sweet Crown 19 and Pubed. It looks like Sweet Crown does pass Pubed in that first turn. Chill Mo actually leaving the session. I'm not too sure what happened there, but hopefully looks like his car's still going, so I'm hoping that's not an AI car. He was having a bit of internet issues. As looks like very, very clean over the first few turns. Josh 2 does jump into an early lead. Jamie 1 in second, falls down to second. Sweet Crown 19 overtakes his teammate for third. It looks like we have a bit of a train, well, a whole train of cars going along, all the way up until Damsey, it looks like, on the mini-map. Let's take a look. Very clean race so far. That's what we like to see. Josh 2 still in the lead. Looks like Fly By Night sniffing around the back of Giant. He wants to get past. He wants to, you know, he's saying, "Get out of my way! Get out of my way! I want to race. I want to compete for the lead. I don't want to battle for fifth." But we'll see if he can make that move stick. Looks like George AT just passed ISRL Mushroom. Yep, look at that, and they're actually going side by side, coming up to 130R. Oh no, and that's George AT who goes wide, goes a little bit wide on the gravel there. Not good for him, but it looks like he manages to keep it. Carter still unfortunately stuck behind as he passes Mushroom actually. Wow. Holy, what a bit of racing. I thought that was it. And it looks like Carter is actually looking to pass Mushroom. We'll give you the onboard as they're going side by side into turn 1. But I don't want to ride this for too long because it looks like Sweet Crown 19 is putting the pressure on Josh 2. Let's jump to that battle quickly. It was very close, but looks like his teammate is putting pressure on him as well. Jediant also looks like created a bit of a gap, and now he wants to get past. Looks like he wants to get past Pube now. So very, very good racing. Gernman as well, very close. I can see 2 Fly By Night in the background there. Drivers picking and choosing their moments, it looks like so far, waiting for the drivers in front of them to make a mistake, and hopefully they can capitalize on it. Jamie 1 actually did retake the lead from Josh 2. Didn't see that on stream, but I just noticed that now. So Jamie 1 does take the lead again. Sweet Crown still sitting in third to give you that update on the championship. And a gap is starting to form after the top 9 drivers. Looks like the Renaults have got their team strategy down. Leave a gap. Damsey can run, and George AT is fending off the back. But just as I say that, Carter makes the pass, so he's going to try to push himself back up there. He's got a yellow flag in Sector 3, and that's ISRL Mushroom, who's actually out of this race now. So ISRL Mushroom looks like right before, and we have a safety car as well. Holy moly, so I wonder what happened to Mushroom. Looks like we might have just caught a little bit of it on stream, but I didn't quite get to see it. But we have a safety car now on lap 3 of the Japanese Grand Prix for ISRL Mushroom, who unfortunately DNFs very early on. Probably not going to be happy with this race, given that early DNF. But yeah, so now we're going to ride under the safety car. And yeah, so that's going to bunch the grid up. We'll see if any drivers decide they want to update their strategy. It is early in the race still, only lap 3. So, at this point, if you have a good position, might as well stay out. I don't think it's really worth it to go into the pits and put those hard tires on this early, because you're still going to have to run 24 laps on those tires. So, I don't think that's something really worth doing. If drivers do want to do that, maybe extend those hard tires, but for it, especially in this game, the hard tires are not the best tires, and you'll just get burned, especially at the end of the very close to one another here under the safety car. So hopefully there's no incidents. You don't want to see drivers pitting this early on just for front wing breakage, just because. Oh, actually, speaking of, looks like we've got Jamie 1 and Josh 2, both of them jumping into the pits, so that gives Sweet Crown 19 an early lead in this race under the safety car. Looks like lots of drivers are jumping into the pits. So we'll see. It looks like some of them are deciding they want to go on those hard tires. Some of them deciding the medium tires are the best option, extend that stint. Yeah, a bit of a mix of hards and mediums for most of these drivers jumping into the pits, getting off that soft tire early. Maybe looking to match the strategy of Sweet Crown. But we'll take a look and see. Personally, if you jump on those medium tires, I don't think they're going to go 24 laps personally. So I think you are going to have to pit again down the line, but potentially based on the strategy, potentially they have another pair of soft tires. They might even just be hoping for another safety car later on in this race as well, so they can get another free pit stop, get on a fresh set of tires later on in the race. On to lap 4, still under the safety car. Wish there was a bit more to talk about at the moment, but early on in this race, so we've got the Alfa Romeos sitting 1 and 2 at the moment, so they're going to be very happy, especially for the constructors, with that 1-2 if the race ended now, but still early on, lots of race to go. And it looks like the safety car, let's take a look and see. So we've got everybody under the safety car. Is it going to be coming in this lap? Doesn't look like it. We might be going around one more lap. Let's take a look. Yes, so we are going one more lap under the safety car. Race update, Sweet Crown 19 in first, followed by Pube sitting in second, Jadine in third, Carter in fourth, and Jamie 1 rounds out the top 5. But the top 4 decided they didn't want to pit, so lots of different strategies going on now. It looks like with Pewd and Jadine deciding they want to stay out on those slightly older soft tires. Sweet Crown, good call staying out. He's on those medium tires, and it looks like everybody else decided they want to pit for mediums or hards. So they're going to go for the long stint early on in this race. Maybe jump into the pits down the line, and they have another pair of soft tires sitting around. Maybe even go back to those slightly used soft tires. We'll have to see as the race goes on. Only lap 5, so still a little early. just realized. So, yeah, let's put the, don't need that. This is what I want to put on the telemetry. The telemetry. So yeah, it looks like, wow, Carter jumped up 7 positions early in this race. Probably very much thanks to that safety car and him staying out, but he's in a very good spot, currently sitting in 4th position on those medium tires as well. So it looks like his strategy definitely worked out for him. The driver bunched up together now, so hopefully the safety car comes in this lap so we can actually get some exciting races. Ever since that update by Codemasters, we've seen a lot of safety cars in these league races. I've noticed, you know, a bit of a black and white change. Given that before then, you could turn the safety car on, but you wouldn't see any safety cars. They would just never come out. They were as rare as a unicorn. Yep, the safety car is coming in this lap, so the drivers will be back into racing. Streetcar 19 looks like he's slowing down the crowd, letting the safety car take a bit of an extended run, get in, so that way when he decides he wants to go, he can just go. And it leaves the timing on Streetcar 19 and less on that safety car. But you know what? Let's jump with Pubed a little bit. Giant looks like he's gonna push a little bit as we're back to going green. Lots of drivers got a very good start. Sweetcar 19 looks like he's taking a bit of a lead. Giant is sniffing around the back of Pubed. He wants to make that pass. Fly by Night, an early pass on Gernman. Didn't get to see that on stream as Abiku1 does pass Chilmo. I think Chilmo is still an AI driver, unfortunately. So it's really too bad that he disconnected. Because those AI drivers, they're a lot slower than what... You know, they're a lot slower than us, us human drivers here. So that could potentially cause an issue later on. Just a bit of contact. Yellow flag in Sector 1 as well. But look, there's a bit of contact between Josh 2 and Jamie 1. Fly by Night sniffing around there as well. Let's take a look. Oh, Fly by Night actually goes down the inside of Josh 2, and he takes that 6th position away from Josh 2. Wow. Side by side, ISL Carter and Jamie 1. Fly by Night looks like he wants to think about that as well. Nice 3-way battle for 4th position as they go side by side. Oh no, and that's a Williams that went wide. Gernman who went wide there in that swooping left-hander. So he lost a position, I believe, as well. Yeah, lots of excitement, lots of action going on ever since the safety car went back in. Looks like a very close battle. Looks like that was Josh 2, I think, that went wide on 130R. It was very close by. And we still have a very, very small gap. Fly by Night looks like he wants to get past ISRL Carter. But it looks like the top 3 are starting to get away at least a little bit. Still only a second gap for now, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that plays out. Suitcrown does have a not a bad habit, but a good habit for him, bad habit for everybody else of just running away with the race. Once he decides, nope, that's enough. I'm done battling. I just want to take my win. It looks like George JT did jump into the pits, it looks like, so very unfortunate for him as he jumps on those medium tires. Must have taken some damage on that restart. Let's take a look. Who's battling? We'll jump back to this battle here for 5th position now, it looks like, between Carter, Fly by Night, and Josh 2, even Gernman as well. Looks like he wants a bit of action, but the gaps are starting to form. The 2 Alfa Romeos still 1-2 after the safety car restart, so they're very happy about that. I don't think they're going to battle too hard, given they are teammates. Going to work towards that constructors together. But we'll see as the race goes on as well. It's like very, very close these 4 drivers are that we're watching at the moment. It's like Carter has created a bit of a gap. And, you know, let's jump on board. Gernman does get a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting. Jamie 1 is set fastest lap right now on the medium top. Caught up with Streetcar 19, get caught up with those Alphas. But first he needs to get past the racing point of Giant as they're going around this first sector, those S turns. So we'll see if Jamie 1 can make that pass. On the Grand Prix. And, oh, great. Thanks, Internet. Got a little Internet notification. Looks like Jediant is very, very close to Pew. Sucrown 19 starting to take his gap. It looks like up to 2.2. He's right on board with Jediant as well, as he's looking to pass Pew, but he needs to watch out because Jamie 1, very fast racer as well, right behind him. He wants to take a crack at that. Doesn't want to let Sweet Crown get away too far, because that could be that win thrown away for Jamie 1 right then and there. As much as Sweet Crown needs to pit, he's got that clean air, and he's got that habit of just running away when he wants. Probably the corner cutting there. Very too bad for him. It looks like yeah, Jediant does actually pass Pube, it looks like. So Jediant does jump into second. Now Pube's gonna have to fend off Jamie 1, who looks like he's coasting for now, gonna bide his time. Don't want to wait too long because Sweet Crown 19 currently 2.5 second gap away from second position on these early days of the Japanese Grand Prix. Josh 2 looks like he just passes Fly By Night. Fly By Night goes a little bit wide, but he's gonna come right back at Josh 2. It looks like. No, he's actually gonna have to fight off Gernman. Let's jump to this battle here between Fly By Night and Gernman. Very close, these two. Both on the medium tires, both 5 laps old. Yes, let's see as the Gernman's sniffing around the outside of that turn. Let's give you the onboard for this. And no, thinking about it, but we're coming up to a very fast section, so we'll see if Gernman is on overtake mode, but bops it down the high. So we'll see, can he make this pass? There's a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks like that was George JT, who unfortunately not having the best race, it looks like. Take a look and see, does he have... no, it doesn't look like he has front wing damage, so maybe just... Oh no, was that Damsey? Yes, I believe that was Damsey, actually, who... struggled a little bit there. He's on those hard tires. We'll see. Just got to keep your head down. Other drivers do have to pit. We'll jump on board with Pube now, as it looks like he's getting very close to Jamie 1. Jamie 1 did actually make that pass off stream, it looks like. So Jamie 1 is now sitting in 3rd position. Pube drops down to 4th. Here with 17 laps to go. Sweet Crown 19's gap has grown to 3.1 now. So Fly By Night takes a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting as he's trying to fight off Gernman. Still very close this battle is, and it looks like Carter and Josh too are also having a bit of a battle. So it looks like we got a bit of a battle going on for 5th position. It looks like between 5th and 8th, all very close by. So we'll see if anybody can actually make the moves on this. Yeah, gaps are very close, but not many moves going on just yet, or at least what I can see on stream. Josh too looks like they're going around 130R. He definitely wants to make the move. Drivers are very close to one another. So once these soft tires start to wear out, we'll see. It looks like Jamie 1 is starting to put a little bit of pressure on Jediant. Jediant is on 10 lap old soft tires, so those soft tires are going to start running out soon. They're going to start losing the grip, and you know, at that point we'll see if Jamie 1 can capitalize on those tires losing grip, take that 2nd position and close the gap on Sweet Crown 19, who he himself is on those medium tires. But you can't let Sweet Crown 19, if you're Jamie 1, get away too far, because then that's you know, that's your race win over right there, and that's your championship rival growing his lead against you. I mean, there's still lots of races to go, but this is right around the time where drivers can really run away with it, run away with the championship. Oh, and it looks like Gerdman and Fly By Night going side by side. Can Gerdman keep the position? No, he doesn't, but he's got the inside line as well. They've been battling for this, for a better part of this race since the safety car restart. Looks like they're still side by side as they come around this swooping left-hander. Gerdman does have to go wide, unfortunately, so Fly-By-Night does take that position back. But I don't think Gerdman's going to quit just yet, as he's looks like he wants to come back to Fly-By-Night. No, he thinks better of it, gonna sit back, potentially, you know, get some more ERS, try it again, maybe a lap or two down the line. But no, they've been very, very close, Fly-By-Night and ISRL Gerdman. Oh, and it looks like that's Josh too that went way wide on that last turn. So very unfortunate for Josh too, as it looks like Pugh and Carter jumped into the pits. Jedian does decide he wants to stay out. So Jedian is going to go another lap. Now his soft tires are 11 laps old now, and meanwhile, Sweet Crown 19, he's just growing his lead on those medium tires. We'll still, let's jump to Jamie 1. Let's see, it looks like he's pretty close to Jedian, but not quite in passing range yet. Looks like he's saving his ERS, from what I can tell. And Gerdman coming back to Fly-By-Night. Let's take a look. What's the about the same with their ERS so far. So, but a very equal battle it looks like in this race between Gerdman and Fly-By-Night. Oh no, and Fly-By-Night actually loses it in that swooping left-hander, same place where he invalidated. So Fly-By-Night, very, very unfortunate for him as he drops down into 6th position now. So Gerdman didn't really have to try too hard to make that position. He just kept the pressure and waited for the driver to make a mistake, and that's exactly what'll happen. So, very upsetting for Fly-By-Night. I'm sure he's not happy with that, but there's still lots of race to go, so you can still definitely fight back to the top. Just keep your head down and, you know, work to get back up. And look at that. Given other drivers jumping into the pits, he's already back up in 4th. So, you know, he's going to look to close that gap, and it looks like we've got a yellow flag here in Sector 2. Looks like that's the Renault of Jord, who kind of loses it. Again, unfortunately, not a good race for Jord JT here on Suzuka. But, you know, still gotta, you know, keep your head down. You can still, you know, you can still finish the race. You can still make a good position out of it. Just gotta, you know, push as hard as you can, and, you know, who knows that, you know, hopefully other drivers make mistakes, a few other DNFs, and you're right up into the points again. And it looks like now the gaps are starting to form. Yeah, Sweet Crown 19, as Gerdman takes the 3-second time penalty, Sweet Crown 19 is still your race leader at the moment. Looks like he's got nearly a 6-second gap to Jamie 1, who's now in 2nd place after most drivers have taken their first pit stops. Let's take a look and see. Gap tire stops. Yeah, so just about every driver has taken their stops, and looks like George JT decided he had enough of this race. He went and retired. Here on lap 14 out of 27, so about halfway through this race. Sweet Crown 19, the only driver who hasn't made a stop yet, but he is on those medium tires. Pubed actually sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix now on those medium tires. He's currently in 7th position, so he's looking to make that gap back, get back into his 2nd position that he was at on this those fresh medium tires. Take a look. Looks like Josh 2 and Damsey had a bit of a battle. Josh 2 does make that pass stick, and he's going to continue on with his race, it looks like. Still, Sweet Crown 19 leading. 13 lap old medium tires. Jamie 1 sitting in 2nd on slightly newer medium tires, but you know, they're only 10 laps old. as are the tires of German, who's in third, Fly By Night in second, and Nabiku 1. He's on 10 lap old, but he's on the hard tires. So we've got these the gaps made now, it looks like. So fortunately, a bit of a lull in the race at the moment on lap 15. But Sweet Crown 19, I was a little worried about him given his the incident in qualifying, but looks like he focused up and he came ready to race, and looks like that's exactly what he's doing as he's coming around those S turns. I'll watch him do them. Looks like picturesque, picture perfect the way he goes around there as he's coming up to the a lapped car. Thankfully, the ghosting of the lapped cars is on, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue getting past the lapped car of what is probably Chilmo, I believe. So it looks like Chilmo, yes, he is unfortunately still that that AI car. He was having internet issues for before the race started, and it looks like those internet issues did come to haunt him. And it looks like I got a message saying the stream isn't working too well. Hoping my internet isn't having issues as well. Let's take a look and see as we'll try to ride on board with somebody who's doing a bit more racing. Yellow flag in sector 1. It looks like Pubed is the shortest gap at the moment at a 1.8. Okay. Oh my goodness.